Indoor simulators and Trackman top tracer ranges are becoming increasingly popular and can be very beneficial if you know what you're looking for. Today we're going to go through 5 things that I think are very important that you should understand, and hopefully it'll get you a little better with your game. Okay, so behind me here we have the golf shot that I just hit, and you can see some values on the screen. These are the values that I think you should be looking at when you're at an indoor simulator place, and some of these values you can look at a Trackman or top tracer range. The first one of these values is carry distance. Now I think that every single player should know their approximate carry distance. There's no excuse these days. It's so much easier than it used to be, like when I was younger and I would have my dad stood in the middle of the field shouting out yardages back at me. If you are at an indoor place like we are here, use the ball that you normally use. That's going to give you a very accurate reading on spin, which is going to give us that carry distance extremely accurate. If you are at a driving range, sometimes some of the balls that don't have as many dimples on, try and pick the balls that are in the best condition, dry the mat, dry the ball, and then take the distance from there. There's no excuse. You shouldn't know exactly how far the clubs go. Next up, we have club path and face angle. Now you can only work on this at an indoor simulator place. It won't show up out at the driving range. The club path is going to come in a form like this, a minus or a positive number. If it's a minus number, it means that you are swinging from out to in. That's for a right-handed golfer. If you're a left-handed golfer, flip that around. Similar, if the club face is a positive number, that means the club face for a right-handed golfer is open and closed for a left-handed golfer. It's super important to understand these two numbers because these are the numbers that control the direction of your ball. Most of the people I teach, I'm trying to get them somewhere between a -3 and +3 club path, and as close to 0 as we can with the face. You can never go wrong with a square face. Next up, personally my favorite one when I'm giving lessons, is low point distance. Think about the deepest part of your divot. That's going to be the lowest point in your swing arc. Mine here, 3.9 inches after the ball. And that's the most important part, that the low point is after the ball. Most of the people I teach, I'm trying to get them with a 7-iron somewhere between 3 and 4 inches after the ball. This is going to help you with your consistency of contact, especially out of the rough and if that ball is sat down slightly in the fairway. Side, and this is side carry. So this shot here, it carried 10 feet, 3 inches to the right of target. Now this is something that you can get a bit obsessive over when you're either at the driving range or indoors. When you look into the screen or you look out into the range and your ball is 10 yards offline, it feels like quite a lot. But remember, from 150 yards, if your ball is 10 yards offline and pin high, that is almost the same as the PGA Tour average, which is 9 yards from the flag. So don't be too hard on yourself. If the ball looks a little to the side, it's probably not as much as you think. Last but not least, we have the contact on the face. And this is where the indoor simulator software is at its best. Sometimes it can be hard to feel whether the ball has hit the toe, whether the ball has hit the heel. This is telling us exactly where the ball has hit. So for me, a tiny bit in the heel on this contact. Some people will be a little more in the toe. If you don't hit the ball in the center of the face, it's very difficult to achieve consistent launch, consistent spin, consistent carry distance. This is something you can train with a couple of easy drills and it will really pay dividends. If you are indoors on a simulator, there's also a little tip to use an optimizer feature. So on the Trackman, down here is an optimizer feature. This is going to tell you where you're losing distance and where you can maybe get some gains. There's also a really helpful AI feature on the Trackman called Tracy, and she's going to give you some top tips, and I've used Tracy a couple of times and the information was very good. I hope you've enjoyed this video. and I hope this helps you out the next time you go and practice.